a classic of magic. You've probably seen this before. It's called the cut and restored lady. Usually magicians will perform this with a giant box and a real lady. They'll tear her into two. They'll saw her into four. Well, this isn't really a lady. It's a queen. And to be completely honest, we're not going to use a saw. We're going to use fire. I'm Joe Skilton. This is the Virtual Channel Network. So, if you haven't guessed already, I'm a professional magician. But it hasn't always been that way. You know, I actually had a pretty normal childhood, but I always knew I wanted to be a magician. I grew up in Pennsylvania, actually in a suburb of Philadelphia, and I'd go and have my parents, I'd beg them all the time to drive me to a magic shop outside in Philadelphia. It was this crummy dump, you know, but I'd go there and I'd find books and I'd find videos and anything I could get my hands on to learn magic. Now, you ask any kid what they want to be when they grow up, you're usually going to hear something like a magician. Maybe they want to be an astronaut or not many people say they want to be a venture capitalist when they grow up. But it's what I wanted to do. But, you know, as I got older, went into high school, I decided to drop magic. I picked up guitar instead. I thought guitar would give me a better chance of getting girls. Didn't work. Anyway, I did guitar, and I went to college in upstate New York at Ithaca, and I pretty much forgot about magic for a long period of time. Then I moved out to Los Angeles. My girlfriend, who became my wife, moved out here first, and I went out here. One night I get an invitation from a friend to go to the Magic Castle. Now, I don't know if you've heard of the Magic Castle. Maybe you're not in Los Angeles when you're watching this right now, but it's a Los Angeles institution. It's this old club, private club. You need an invitation to get in, and you got to wear a suit and tie and everything. So I was really excited to go there because my dad had been there once on a business trip back in the 1980s. So I go into the club and I watch some amazing magic being performed by true professionals. It blew my mind. I mean, I'd seen those specials on TV. You know the ones I'm talking about, David Copperfield, Doug Henning. Nowadays you've got Chris Angel and David Blaine, those guys. But it didn't compare. I mean, it didn't even compare to the real life situation of seeing magic performed right in front of your eyes. Well, I was hooked again. I started going out to different places trying to learn magic. And I'm going to get a little bit more in future episodes into ways that you can learn magic if this is something you'd actually like to do as a hobby or even maybe possibly one day as a profession. So I learned as much magic as I could, and I joined the Magic Castle. And I took years. I got to tell you, I spent about 5 years practicing magic before I showed a trick to anyone. I just didn't want to be that guy. You know, the guy who shows their friend a trick and insists upon boring everybody at the party with really crappy magic. Well, I didn't want that to be me. So I just spent my Fridays and Saturday nights alone in the corner of my apartment practicing. That's my sacrifice for the art. Anyway, I practiced, and sure enough, eventually I joined the Magic Castle as a magician member, and I even entered a contest or two. About 2 years ago, I won an award from the Magic Castle called the Strolling Olympics. This is the kind of magic that magicians perform at a cocktail party or maybe at a banquet or a reception where they walk around in an informal manner and show magic to people in small groups. Well, I got awarded the medal by Chris Angel, which was kind of cool. I've even got a photo of him up on my website, him and me with the medal. And, well, funny thing, a couple years later, I ended up winning it again. That's pretty much the time when I decided it was time to go pro. Called my parents up, said, Mom, Dad, thanks for the college education. Advertising's been a fun career and all, but I've quit my day job, and I'm doing magic full time. You hear that? That's silence. That's what I heard on the other end of the phone. They didn't know if it was a viable career option either. But I gave it my best shot, and sure enough, years later, I'm still here, I'm still doing it, and I'm having the time of my life. Oh, by the way, I should probably tell you, there was a magic trick I saw on the David Copperfield special, the one that first got me into magic when I was about 10 or 11 years old. It used a $100 bill. I thought that I'd end today's episode with that trick. It's one of my favorites, and it's not David's, actually. It was invented by a guy named Timothy Wenk out of Florida. If we've got any Florida people watching, he might be in your neighborhood. It's a really cool effect. Love it. Performed it to this day. And it uses a pencil and a dollar bill. I don't know which cameras we've got looking at this, but what you want to do is you want to look right there, right in the center of the bill. That's where the magic's going to happen. Simple trick. Pencil, dollar bill, and a little bit of force. Now, when I first looked at this in the mirror, I thought, oh, that kind of looks like the pencil's behind the bill. Here's the cool thing. Turn up your speakers if you want to hear this. Now, I was watching this on TV when I saw David perform it, and I thought of a couple different ways it could be done. I thought easily it could be that it's a trick pencil. I mean, you're watching this right now on your computer. That could be the way it's working, right? I mean, you can't examine this pencil. You can't examine the bill. So I came up with a couple ways you could do it with a trick bill or a trick pencil. What I didn't know is that in real life, both of these can be examined completely. That's when David did something really incredible. Borrowed pencil, borrowed $100 bill. You want to watch right down here. Now, I used to end my professional shows when I'd get hired at a party with this trick. I don't end it that way anymore, but, well, there's a reason I'd end it with this trick. I don't think there's anything more magical than what you're going to see right now, right here. That's the trick that got me into magic. I hope you liked it, and maybe it'll get you into magic too. I'm Joe Skilton. Thanks for watching my show on the Virtual Channel Network.